All glories to Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glories to Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrta Madhya Lila, Chapter 21, Text 106. Mando Pari Parabhyoma Dhanye Swarupa Gana Tansaba Bale Hare Mana Pativrata Shiromani Nandre Kahi Vedavani Akarshaye Sei Lakshmi Gana. The beauty of Krishna's body is so attractive that it attracts not only the demigods and other living entities within this material world, but the personalities of the spiritual sky as well, including the Narayanas, who are expansions of Krishna's personality. The minds of the Narayanas are thus attracted by the beauty of Krishna's body. In addition, the goddesses of fortune, the Lakshmis, are the wives of the Narayanas, and are the women described in the Vedas as most chaste, and are also attracted by the wonderful beauty of Krishna. 107. Chari gopi manorate manmatera manamate namadhare madhana mohana Jini panchasara dharpa svayam nava kandarpa rasakare lana gopi gana. Favoring the gopis, Krishna rides on the chariots of their minds, and just to receive loving service from them, he attracts their minds like Cupid. Therefore, he is also called Madana Mohan, the attractor of Cupid. Cupid has 5 arrows, representing form, taste, smell, sound, and touch. Krishna is the owner of these 5 arrows, and with his Cupid-like beauty, he conquers the minds of the gopis, though they are very proud of their super excellent beauty. Becoming a new Cupid, Krishna attracts their minds and engages in the rasa dance. 108. Nija sama shaka sange Gogana charana range Vrindavane svachanda vihara Yandravenu dhvani suni sabharajan gama prani Kulaka kampasru vahidara. When Lord Krishna wanders in the forest of Vrindavan with his friends on an equal level, there are innumerable cows grazing. This is another of the Lord's blissful enjoyments. When he plays on his flute, all living entities, including trees, plants, animals, and human beings, tremble and are saturated with jubilation. Tears flow constantly from their eyes. 109. Muktahara bhakta panti indra dhanu pinchatati Vitambara vidhuri sanchara Krishna nava jaladhara Jagat sasya upara Varishaye lilamrita dhara. Krishna wears a pearl necklace that appears like a chain of white herons around his neck. The peacock feather in his hair appears like a rainbow, and his yellow garments appear like lightning in the sky. Krishna appears like a newly risen cloud, and the gopis appear like newly grown grains in the field. Constant rains of nectarian pastimes fall upon these newly grown grains, and it seems that the gopis are receiving beams of light from Krishna, exactly as grains receive light from the rains. 110. Madhurya Bhagavata Sara Raje Kaila Parachara Taha Sukha Vyasera Nandana Stane Stane Bhagavate Varinyaye Che Janaite Taha Suni Mate Bhakta Gana. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is full in all 6 opulences, including his attractive beauty, which engages him in conjugal love with the gopis. Such sweetness is the quintessence of his qualities. Sukadeva Goswami, the son of Vyasadeva, has described these pastimes of Krishna throughout Srimad Bhagavatam. Hearing the descriptions, the devotees became mad with love of God. 111. Kahite Krishna Rase Shloka Pade Prima Veshe Prima Sanatana Hata Dhari Gopi Bhagya Krishna Guna Ekarila Varnana Abhaveshe Mathura Nagari. Just as the women of Mathura ecstatically described the fortune of the gopis of Vrindavan and the transcendental qualities of Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu described the different mellows of Krishna and became overwhelmed with ecstatic love. Grasping the hand of Sanatana Goswami, he recited the following verse. Gopyastapa kimacharan yad amusya rupam lavanya saram asom margvam ananya siddham Rigvi Pibantyanu Savabhinanvam Durapam Ekanta Dhamma Yasaha Shriya Aisvarasya. What austerities must the gopis have performed? With their eyes, they always drink the nectar of the form of Lord Krishna, which is the essence of loveliness and is not to be equaled or surpassed. That loveliness is the only abode of beauty, fame, and opulence. It is self-perfect, ever fresh, and unique. This verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.44.14 was spoken by the women of Mathura when they saw Krishna in the wrestling arena. 113. Tarunyamrita para para taranga levanya sara tate se avarta bhavodgama vamsidvani chakravata Narira mana trinapata taha dubhaya nahaya udgama. The bodily beauty of Sri Krishna is like a wave in the ocean of eternal youth. And that great ocean is the whirlpool of the awakening of ecstatic love. The vibration of Krishna's flute is like a whirlwind, and the flickering minds of the gopis are like straws and dry leaves. After they fall down in the whirlwind, they never rise again, but remain eternally at the lotus feet of Krishna. (114) Shakti Kontapa Kaila Gopi Gana Krishna Rupa Sammadhuri Pibi Netra Bhari Slagya Kare Janma Tanu Mana. O my dear friend, what severe austerities have the gopis performed to drink this transcendental beauty and sweetness through their eyes in complete fulfillment. Thus they glorify their births, bodies, and minds. 115. Ye madhurira urva ana nahi yara samana harabhyome svarupera gane yenho sabhavatari harabhyoma adhikari e madhurya nahi narayane. The sweetness of Krishna's beauty enjoyed by the gopis is unparalleled. Nothing is equal to or greater than such ecstatic sweetness. Even the predominating deities of the Vaikuntha planets, the Narayanas, do not possess such sweetness. Indeed, none of the incarnations of Krishna up to Narayana possess such transcendental beauty. 116. Tate Sakshi Sai Rama Narayanera Priyatma Pativrata Ganhera Upashya Tinho Ye Madhurya Lobe Chari Sabha Kama Boge Vrata Kari Karila Tapasya. The vivid evidence in this regard is that the dearest consort of Narayana, the goddess of fortune, who is worshipped by all chaste women, gave up everything in her desire to enjoy Krishna, being captivated by his unparalleled sweetness. Thus she took a great vow and underwent severe austerities. 117. Seita madhurya sara anya siddhi nahi tara tinho madhur yadi gunakani arasabha prakashe tandra datha guna basse yahan yatha prakashe karya jani. The quintessence of Krishna's sweet bodily luster is so perfect that there is no perfection above it. He is the immutable mind of all transcendental qualities. In his other manifestations and personal expansions, there is only a partial exhibition of such qualities. We understand all his personal expansions in this way. One 18. Gopi baba tara phana nabha nabha chane chana tara age krishnera madhurya donhe khare hudhudi badhe muka nahi budi nabha nabha donhara praturya. Both the gopis and Krishna are complete. The gopis' ecstatic love is like a mirror that becomes newer and newer at every moment and reflects Krishna's bodily luster and sweetness. Thus competition increases. Since neither give up, their pastimes become newer and newer, and both sides constantly increase. One 19. Karma papa yoga jnana vidhi bhakti japa jana iha haite madhurya dwarlabha kevala ye ranga marde bhaje krishne anurage hare krishna madhurya sudhabaha. The transcendental mellows generated from the dealings between the gopis and Krishna cannot be tasted by means of fruitive activity, yogic austerities, speculative knowledge, regulative devotional service, mantra yoga, or meditation. This sweetness can be tasted only through the spontaneous love of liberated persons who chant the holy names with great ecstatic love. 120. Sehi rupa vrajesraya esvarya madhurya maya divya guna ganarat alaya anera vaibhava satha Krishna data bhagavata Krishna sarva amsi sarvasraya. Such ecstatic transactions between Krishna and the gopis are possible only in Vrindavan, which is full of the opulences of transcendental love. The form of Krishna is the original source of all transcendental qualities. It is like a mine of gems. The opulences belonging to all the personal expansions of Krishna are to be understood to be bestowed by Krishna. Therefore, Krishna is the original source and shelter of everyone. One 21. Shri Laja Daya Kirti Darya Vaishradi Mati Ehi Sabha Krishna Prastita Shushila Mrudu Vadhanya Krishna Sama Nahi Anya Krishna Kare Jagatera Hita. Beauty, humility, mercy, merit, patience, and expert intelligence are all manifested in Krishna. But besides these, Krishna has other qualities like good behavior, mildness, and magnanimity. He also performs welfare activities for the whole world. All these qualities are not visible in expansions like Narayana. Purport. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions that the qualities of beauty, humility, mercy, merit, patience, and expert intelligence are brilliant qualities, and when they are exhibited in the person of Narayana, one should know that they are bestowed upon Narayana by Krishna. Good behavior, mildness, magnanimity are found only in Krishna. Only Krishna performs welfare activities for the whole world. 122. Krishna deke nana jhana kala nimishe nindana raje vidhi ninde gopi gana sei sabha shloka pari Mahaprabhu artha kari sukhe madhurya kare aspadana. After seeing Krishna, various people criticized the blinking of their eyes. In Vrindavan especially, all the gopis criticized Lord Brahma because of this defect in the eyes. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited some verses from Srimad Bhagavatam and explained them vividly, thus enjoying the taste of the transcendental sweetness with great happiness. (123) Yaschananam makara kundala charu karna rajat kola subhagam sabilasahasam nityotsavam natartrapur drishibihi pibantyo naryo narascha mudita kupita nimescha. All men and women were accustomed to enjoying the beauty of the shining face of Lord Krishna, as well as his shark-shaped earrings swinging on his ears. His beautiful features, his cheeks, and his playful smiles all combined to form a constant festival for the eyes, and the blinking of the eyes became an obstacle that impeded one from seeing that beauty. For this reason, men and women became very angry at the Creator, Lord Brahma. This verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam 9.24.65. 124. Atati yad bhavan ani kanhanam Srutir yughayate tvam apasyakam Kutila kuntalam Sri Mukam chate Jada urikshatam Pakshma kridrusham. O Krishna, when you go to the forest during the day, and we do not see your sweet face, which is surrounded by beautiful curly hair, half a second becomes as long as an entire age for us, and we consider the Creator, who has put eyelids on the eyes we use for seeing you, to simply be a fool. This verse is spoken by the gopis in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.31.15. 125. Kama Gayatri Mantra Rupa Haya Krishnera Svarupa Sardha Chabisha Akshara Tara Haya E Akshara Chandra Haya Krishna Kari Udaya Tri Jagat Kaila Kamamaya. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is identical with the Vedic hymn known as the Kama Gayatri, which is composed of 24.5 syllables. Those syllables are compared to moons that arise in Krishna. Thus all three worlds are filled with desire. 126. Shakti he Krishna Mukha Nija Raja Raja Krishna Vapu Simhasane Vasi Raja Sashane Kare Sange Chandra Samaja. The face of Krishna is the king of all moons, and the body of Krishna is the throne. Thus the king governs a society of moons. Purport. Krishna's face is considered the king of moons, and his body is considered the throne. All the other chandras, moons, are considered to be subordinate moons. His left cheek is a moon, and his right cheek is a moon. His forehead is considered a half moon. The spot of sandalwood pulp on his forehead is considered a moon, and his fingernails and toenails are also different moons. 127. Lui Ganda Suchi Chakana Jini Mani Sudarpana Sei Dui Purna Chandra Jani Lalate astami indu tahate chandana bindu. Sei eka purna chandramani. Krishna has two cheeks that shine like glowing gems. Both are considered full moons. His forehead is considered a half moon, and the spot of sandalwood there is considered a full moon. 128. Karanaka chandera hata vamsi upara karinata haragita murha viratana padhanaka chandragana tale kare nartana mupurera vani yaragana. His fingernails are many full moons, and they dance on the flute in his hands. Their song is the melody of that flute. His toenails are also many full moons, and they dance on the ground. Their song is the jingling of his ankle bells. 129. Nase makara kundala nitra lila kamala lilasi raja sathatna chaya Vrudhanu netra bana danur guna gui kana nari mana laksha vindetaya. Krishna's face is the enjoyer king. That full moon face makes his shark-shaped earrings and lotus eyes dance. His eyebrows are like bows, and his eyes are like arrows. His ears are fixed on the string of that bow, and when his eyes spread to his ears, he pierces the hearts of the gopis. $130. Hey Chandra. Ehi Chandera Bada Nata Pasari Chandera Hata Venimule Vilaya Nijamrita Kahon Smita Jyotsnamrite Kanhare Adharmrite Sabhaloka Kare Apyayayita. The dancing features of his face surpass all other moons and expand the marketplace of full moons. Although priceless, the nectar of Krishna's face is distributed to everyone. Some purchase the moon rays of his sweet smiles, and others purchase the nectar of his lips. And thus he pleases everyone. $131. Vipulaya taruna madana madha gurnana mantriyara e duvinayana lavanya keli sadhana jana netra rasayana sukhamaya govinda vadana. Krishna has two reddish, widely spread eyes. These are ministers of the king, and they subdue the pride of Cupid, who has also beautiful eyes. That face of Govinda, which is full of happiness, is the home of the pastimes of beauty, and it is very pleasing to everyone's eyes. $132. Yandra punya punja pale se mukha darshana mile Dui anki ki karibe pane Viguna bade trishna lobha pite nare manakshoba Duke kare vidhira nindane. If by devotional service one gets the results of pious activities and see Lord Krishna's face, what can he relish with only two eyes? His greed and thirst increase twofold by seeing the nectarian face of Krishna. Due to his inability to sufficiently drink that nectar, he becomes very unhappy and criticizes the Creator, for not having given more than 2 eyes. 133. Nadhilekha lakshakoti sabe dilanki bhuti tate dilani misa achadhana vidhi jada tapodhana raso sunya taramana nahi jane yogya srijana. When the onlooker of Krishna's face becomes dissatisfied in this way, he thinks, why didn't the Creator give me thousands and millions of eyes? Why has he given me only 2? Even these 2 eyes are disturbed by blinking, which keeps me from continuously seeing Krishna's face. Thus, when it accuses the Creator of being dry and tasteless due to engaging in severe austerities, the Creator is only a dry manufacturer. He does not know how to create and set things in their proper places. 134. Ye dikhi be Krishna nana tara kare dvinayana vidhi hana hena avichara vorayade boladare koti anki kara tarakare tabe jani yogya shristi tara. The Creator says, let those who will see Krishna's beautiful face have 2 eyes. Just see the lack of consideration exhibited by this person posing as a creator. If the Creator took my advice, he would give millions of eyes to the person who intends to see Krishna's face. If the Creator will accept this advice, then I would say that he is competent in his work. 135. Krishanga madhurya sindhu sumadhura mukha indu ati madhu smita sukirane etine lagila mana obekare svadhana shloka pare svahasa chalane. The transcendental form of Lord Sri Krishna is compared to an ocean. A particularly extraordinary vision is the moon above that ocean, Sri Krishna's face. And an even more extraordinary vision is his smile, which is sweeter than sweet, and is like shining beams of moonlight. When speaking of these things with Sanatana Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to remember one thing after another. Moving his hands in ecstasy, he recited a verse. 136. Madhuram madhuram vapur madhuram vapur asya vibur madhuram madhuram varanam madhuram madhu gandhi mridu smitam etadaho madhuram 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 madhuram. O my Lord, the transcendental body of Krishna is very sweet, and his face is even sweeter than his body, but his soft smile, which has the fragrance of honey, is still sweeter. Purport. This verse is quoted from Krishna Charitamrta 92 by Bilva Mangala Thakur. 137. Sanatana Krishna Madhurya Amrutera Sindhu Puramana Sanipati Sabhapite Kare Mati Lordaiva Vaidya Nagdeya Eka Bindu. My dear Sanatan, the sweetness of Krishna's personality is just like an ocean of ambrosia. Although my mind is now afflicted by convulsive diseases, and I wish to drink that entire ocean, the repressive physician does not allow me to drink even one drop. Purport. When there is a combination of kapha, pitta, and vayu, the 3 bodily elements, there occurs sanipati, or a convulsive disease. Lord Chaitanya said, this disease of mine is caused by the personal features of Lord Krishna. The 3 elements are the beauty of Krishna's body, the beauty of his face, and the beauty of his smile. Stricken by these three beauties, my mind goes into convulsions. It wishes to drink the ocean of Krishna's beauty. It wishes to drink the ocean of Krishna's beauty, but because I am undergoing convulsions, my physician, who is Sri Krishna himself, does not even allow me to take a drop of water from that ocean. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was ecstatic in this way because he was presenting himself in the mood of the gopis. The gopis wanted to drink the ocean of sweetness arising from the bodily features of Krishna, but Krishna did not allow them to come near. Consequently, their desire to meet Krishna increased, and being unable to drink the ambrosia of Krishna's bodily features, they became very unhappy. (138) Krishanga lavanya pura madhura haite sumadhura tate yei mukha sarhakara madhura haite samudhura taha haite sumadhura tara yei smita jotsana bara. Krishna's body is a city of attractive features, and it's sweeter than sweet. His face, which is like the moon, is still sweeter. And the supremely sweet, gentle smile on that moon-like face is the rays of moonshine. The smile of Krishna's face, which is just like the smiling of the moon, generates greater and greater happiness for the gopis. 139. Madhura hoite samadhura taha hoite samadhura taha hoite yati sumadhura apana ekakane Vyape sabha tribhuvane dashadik vyape yarapura. The beauty of Krishna's smile is the sweetest feature of all. His smile is like a full moon that spreads its rays throughout the entire three worlds. Goloka Vrindavan, the spiritual sky of the Vaikunthas, and Devi Dham, the material world. Thus Krishna's shining beauty spreads in all 10 directions. Smita kirana sukar pure parshe adhare madhure sei madhu mathaya tribhuvane vamsi chidra akashe thara guna sabhe parshe vani rupe pana pariname. His slight smiling and fragrant illumination are compared to camphor, which enters the sweetness of his lips. That sweetness is transformed and enters into space as vibrations from the holes of his flute. Seid vane chodike daya mandha bedi vakunte yaya male parshe jagatera kane sabha matho yala kai balak kare ane dari visheshata yuvatira gane. The sound of Krishna's flute spreads in the 4 directions. Even though Krishna vibrates his flute within this universe, its sounds pierces the universal covering and goes to the spiritual sky. Thus the vibration enters the ears of all inhabitants. It especially enters Goloka Vrindavan Dham and attracts the minds of the young damsels of Rajabhumi, bringing them forcibly to where Krishna is present. Vani bhara udhata pati vratara bhange vrata pati kola hoite thani ane vaikuntera lakshmi gane Yei kare akarshane tara age kiba gopi gane. The vibration of Krishna's flute is very aggressive, and it breaks the vows of all chaste women. Indeed, its vibration takes them forcibly from the laps of their husbands. The vibration of his flute attracts even the goddesses of fortune in the Vaikuntha planets, to say nothing of the poor damsels of Vrindavan. (143) Nivi kasaya pati age graha dharma karaya chage male dari ane Krishna stane lokha dharma lajabhaya sabhagyana lutahaya arche nachaya sabha Narigane. The vibration of his flute slackens the knots of their underwear even in front of their husbands. Thus the gopis are forced to abandon their household duties and come before Lord Krishna. In this way all social etiquette, shame, and fear are vanquished. The vibration of his flute causes all women to dance. 144. Kanera bitharabasa hare apane tanha sabda sure anya shabda nadeya pravishite anakata nasune kana anabhavite bodhaya ana ei krishnera vamsira charite. The vibration of his flute is just like a bird that creates a nest within the ears of the gopis and always remains prominent there, not allowing any other sound to enter their ears. Indeed, the gopis cannot hear anything else, nor are they able to concentrate on anything else, not even to give a suitable reply. Such are the effects of the vibration of the Lord's flute. Purport. The vibration of Krishna's flute is always prominent in the ears of the gopis. Naturally, they cannot hear anything else. Constant remembrance of the holy sound of Krishna's flute keeps them enlightened and enlivened, and they do not allow any other sound to enter their ears. Since their attention is fixed on Krishna's flute, they cannot divert their minds to any other subject. In other words, a devotee who has heard the sound of Krishna's flute forgets to talk or hear of any other subject. This vibration of Krishna's flute is represented by the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. A serious devotee of the Lord who chants and hears this transcendental vibration becomes so accustomed to it that he cannot divert his attention to any other subject matter not related to Krishna's blissful characteristics and paraphernalia. Puna kahe bhaya jnane anakahite kahilun ane Krishna kripa tumhara upare mora chita brahma kari jaisvaya madhuri mura mukhe sunhaya tomare. Resuming his external consciousness, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Sanatana Goswami, I have not spoken of what I intended. Lord Krishna is very merciful to you because by bewildering my mind, he has revealed his personal opulence and sweetness. He has caused you to hear all these things from me for your understanding. Purport. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu admitted that he was speaking like a madman, which he should not have done for the understanding of those who are externally situated. Statements about Krishna's body, his characteristics, and his flute would appear like a madman's statement to a mundane person. It was actually a fact that Krishna wanted to reveal himself to Sanatana Goswami due to his specific mercy upon him. Somehow or other, Krishna explained himself and his flute to Sanatana Goswami through the mouth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who appeared as though mad. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu admitted that he wanted to tell Sanatana Goswami something else, but somehow or other, in transcendental ecstasy, he spoke of a different subject matter. 146. Amita Bhola Ana Kahite Yana Kahi Vishnera Madhuyamrita Shrote Yahi Vahi. Since I have become a madman, I am saying one thing instead of another. This is because I am being carried away by the waves of nectarian ocean of Lord Krishna's transcendental sweetness. 147. Tabe Mahaprabhu Kshanika Maunakari Rahe Mane Ekakari Puna Sanatane Kahe. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then remained silent for a moment. Finally adjusting things within his mind, he spoke again to Sanatana Goswami. 148. Krishnera Madhuriyara Mahaprabhura Mukhe Ihaye Sune Sei Vase Prema Sukhe. If anyone gets an opportunity to hear about the sweetness of Krishna in this chapter of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrta, he will certainly be eligible to float in the transcendentally blissful ocean of love of Godhead. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Pari Shri Rupa Raghunatha Harihara Asa Chaitanya Charitamrta Madhya Krishna Dasa. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy. I, Krishna Das, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrta, following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrta Madhya Lila, 21st chapter, describing the blissful characteristics of Krishna. Thus ends our reading for today. All glories to Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees Ki Jai. All glories to the worldwide devotees Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.